Everyone, it's Fiktxun Crypto back at it again with another video, and today we are going to be going over Sologenic token. We're going to be comparing it to the OpenSea token, the SOS token on Ethereum. I also have some interesting information to uncover about the founders of OpenSea and Ethereum, how they are connected, and what I believe was an illegal ICO for this coin SOS. So let's get right into this video. But before we do that, please give us a follow on our Twitter. We're doing crypto giveaways every 100 followers. That means we are 10 followers away from our next giveaway. So if you're watching this video, you should be able to win some free crypto. You see, we are doing this 0.5 escape NFT. If you don't know what escape NFT, please watch the video posted right here in the right corner. Boom, boom. You're going to see it right there. And, you know, just check it out. Check us out. Give us a follow and win some crypto. Join our community. It's pretty fun. So let's get straight into today's video. We're going to be talking about Sologenic. As you see on their Twitter, they are just shy of 175,000 followers. I think we need to start logging this information because this is, to me, history. Financial history. This is a shift of finances, really a shift in culture, a shift in basically life, just life as we know it. Life for me is changing in so many positive ways. I'm losing a lot of friends. I'm coming into the person I need to be the strongest, best warrior that I can be for myself. So this is a great period. This is why we need new things, and I'm very appreciative of Sologenic. So let's check out the OpenSea token. This is OpenDAO SOS token. This was a token airdrop to people who use the OpenSea platform. I think it was like if you used it 3 times or something like that, or just once. They did it off of transactions or something like that. I don't know how they calculated their percentages for what you were airdropped. So this was a great airdrop for people in their community. My friends were, you know, receiving $15,000 from airdrops and all this great stuff. So this was really huge. Like, this was really huge for their community. Now let's check out the token that we are looking at ourselves. The token that I love so much, Sologenic. This is a 35-cent token right now. I'm still believing we have a little room to dip in price, but we will talk about that towards the end of the video. We have 400 million tokens in this marketplace, and I'm going to compare this to the SOS token. It has 100 billion tokens circulating, or, well, excuse me, a circulating supply of 100 billion, a max supply of 100 billion, which is good to see that they can't create any more tokens, because, you know, Ethereum doesn't have a max supply. So that means they can literally keep adding tokens into their network and ecosystem, you know, inflating their ecosystem instead of using it as a deflationary tool. Let's get into some of this news. So I wanted to show you all Joseph Lubin, and excuse me for not having that slide all the way how I wanted it. So Joseph Lubin, let's get a picture of this man, Joseph Lubin. This is Joseph Lubin. He's the co-founder of Ethereum. He's also the founder of OpenSea. He's also a founder and investor in MetaMask and so many more other things that surround Ethereum. He literally has his hand in everything. And that's just very interesting that he's able to profit off of everything. And you're not supposed to honestly expect to profit off of anything in crypto. You aren't, because if you expect to profit off of anything, that brings you in the security light. So we all know that Ethereum is going to be classified as a security. There's really no real legislation on this token that people believe it's real legislation on this token. Let's not go too far into that. Let's stay on topic, and let me show you, you know, just his history. he has a well-decorated history, and I do appreciate his history of what he has been able to do for this crypto community. Let's not always focus on the bad. He does have some good in that bad, that we can point out. He's a co-founder of Ethereum. Ethereum is the leading cryptocurrency right now for DeFi solutions for its reasons, SEC gate. But, we have all these other things. He's a VP technology, wealth management person at Goldman Sachs. He has worked with the banks. So I'm pretty sure you get the gist of that. He understands this, sector, and he understands the laws. So this is just very interesting to see how he has his hand in all of this stuff, and he has history working for these banks. So as you see right here, this is some bad news about Joseph Lubin. We have a lot of bad news about Joseph Lubin because it's a lot of bad stuff going on behind the scenes. It's not pure. It's not holy. It's not, it's a business built on breaking the law and stealing from people and getting over. So we have a $13 million lawsuit right here. This is Consensus founder Joseph Lubin was sued by his former employee for allegedly committing fraud, a breach of contract, and unpaid profits, among other things, with several documents from the New York Supreme Court. So this is plaintiff Harrison Hines. He previously worked with Lubin at Ethereum Focus Studio as the head of the token foundry. And the documents filed in the court, he was seeking more than $13 million in relief over Lubin's alleged legal violations, amongst which $12.8 million will be monetary damages for the contract breach and fraud. As you read in here, it just kind of goes over the token foundry was a Consensus incubated startup. That it was a tech startup from Joseph Lubin in Consensus that happened on Ethereum. So Consensus is a private company, but they're testing on a public blockchain that Joseph Lubin is invested into. He started this whole thing up on a public blockchain that's not supposed to be a security, but he is operating his business, which is another security, using the Ethereum platform as the basis for his business. So that is very confusing to me. I don't understand how that is not a direct conflict of interest when it comes to this stuff. So let's look up some more. And the real thing I was trying to show you all, let's actually look at the court files from this. So I went into it. We see the summons right here, and you just get to go. And if you want to find out some more information about Joseph Lubin and all his stuff, it's all public information. That's just the craziest thing, because you can't commit crimes on the internet and think you're going to get away from anyone. So you see, this is just some of the stuff that says he's hereby summoned, what was going on, how much money is supposed to be paid back, the fraud claims, and it's very short, but this is just like the summons. So it's not going to be too much information on the summons. But if you want to read the affidavit, the demand for the compliancy, and the stipulation report, you can read all of that stuff and see what happened with this case. This is all public information. Let's bring it right into this other one. Boom. Another Ethereum. Hold on, I'm trying to get this out the way. I don't know why CoinDesk is like this. I want to be able to actually read what I'm trying to read, and this whole thing is just right in the way. So this is very crazy, and I'll have to leave this one in the link in the description because this is crazy. It says chaotic mesh, and I think I need to read this one before I actually get into that. So excuse me, you all. Let's read over this one first, because this is crazy how this ties in together. It says former Consensus employees filed for an audit claiming serious irregularities. Goodness gracious, I cannot say this word. Irregularities. There we go. Something's going on. But a group of 35 former consensus CAG employees, now keep that in mind, CAG employees had requested an audit under the Swiss Code of Obligations. The CAG, also known as Mesh, this is why I had to read this one first. This group, they were the first ones, also known as Mesh, is behind the top Ethereum-based wallet provider MetaMask and was founded by Joseph Lubin. So Joseph Lubin founded the CAG group. He also is the co-founder of Ethereum for some crazy reason. And what they did was create the MetaMask wallet. So this is very interesting. We all know MetaMask is the most hacked wallet like there is. We see huge hacks going on MetaMask. So it just leads me to like wonder, is Joseph Lubin setting up all these things for traps? Because I've never seen any other wallet, like the XRP ledger hasn't been hacked. So I don't understand how MetaMask and Joseph Lubin are connected so well, but it's so hacked. And where is all this money going to? You know, who are these hackers? And how is Ethereum facilitating a space for fraudulent actors? I just don't understand how this stuff is still around and legal standing with anything in America. This is a disgrace to what we have going on. This is a disgrace to the technology. It's a slap in the face to everybody who's holding an XRP token, that is wanting to build on this technology, that wants to be in accordance with the laws. I'm not trying to break any laws. And this man, I was like, I'm literally a struggling young adult in this world trying to learn, and it's people that can break the law and fly in private jets. You know, I don't really like to tell a lot about my story and who I am as personal and all this stuff, but I've had to sleep in vans and I had to sleep outside before. So this is not fun, or it really hurts to see that people can break the law and get away with it, while people like me, people like you, have to work our butts off, sleep in cars, not making a whole lot of money while we're trying to invest and find this information. And this dude is flying in a private jet off of freaking fraud. You should be upset. You should be very upset. And another thing I wanted to note out of this, according to this press release, the group of employees claim to have 50% of all the shareholders, or they represent 50% of all known shareholders, submitted to the Swiss court on March 1st. I've never heard of a group of employees owning 50% or being 50% of the known shareholders. So you see the CAG is this group known as Mesh. They own 50% of all, they are 50%, excuse me, of all known shareholders with this project, or whatever you want to call it, the scam project that's going on. So that is that. Let me go into this chaotic mesh. Now we'll be able to understand this chaotic mesh. And I have a couple of more stories on Ethereum. I mean, it's so much. I have to let you all know what you're getting yourself into when you are buying these tokens, and why I stay completely away from Ethereum. I don't want to touch anything that has any illegal activity going on it. With it, I am good. I'm not trying to get caught up in nothing. So it says, out of 7 current and former consensus employees, CoinDesk interview for this article, 6 believe that this organized compensation system is highly political and leads to unfair distribution. Some people work across various projects in the mesh and earn bonuses, equity, opportunities, or tokens from each. So they earn tokens. So that just means they can create whatever the heck they want to do, put it on the market, and say, hey, this is the token we're going to pay you in, but we're going to offer it to all these other millions of people, and we're going to let you profit off of their, money. It says it's chaos. There's no clear line of authority or accountability. One former employee told CoinDesk. Another source said they weren't disappointed by the lack of equity, although they added younger and less experienced employees. They are definitely misleading on their onboarding process. Nobody is keeping track of things. or referring to who is old. What they've never gotten to the point where they could make good on that offer. We see a lot of people are having a lot of trouble with this group, with Joseph Lubin, the CAG group, this Consensus Incorporated group that is now a new Consensus Incorporated group. It's just so much going on with him. And also, people are also forgetting about the sexual assault case. Yeah, it's actually not on the internet anymore, but luckily I was able to pull this line up right here. She reported a sexual assault charge. So Joseph Lubin is going through sexual assault in his own business. So I'm surprised nobody at the Ethereum Foundation has denounced this man. This is not on the internet. I'm pretty sure he paid to get this story off the internet, but this is something that is going on right now. This is not a fake story. That is why you see Yahoo have it. And when I actually clicked on this article, this is the article that it brought me up to right here. For some reason, it keeps spinning me to a different article, and that is a sign that something is being hid. So we're going to get off of that topic and why Ethereum is not looking good. You know, we see that they are using people in certain places, and this man Joseph Lubin is able to create different businesses. You see that right here, they allege that fundamental and intellectual property and subsidiaries were illegally transferred from the CAG group into a new entity called CSI, or Consensus Software Incorporated, on August 14, 2020. So you see he's moving around money and not telling people, and you can't do that in those types of businesses. Now let's get over to this OpenSea platform. Now, I like OpenSea, I like Ethereum, I like everything in blockchain technology. I just don't like when people are doing bad stuff and they're able to succeed in it and bring other good actors down. That's not fair, and I don't believe that it should ever be like that. So look at this platform, pretty cool. You see they got like a little decks for, you know, the projects and all that good stuff, but we have to show you the bad stuff. And I have to show you this little small clip from Tech Lead. So let's just play this real quick, and let me not blast this all in your ear.
NFT hosted on OpenSea. If OpenSea were to ever go down, all of these NFTs would essentially disappear and they would be inaccessible. People couldn't even figure out what these NFTs point to. They couldn't even get the data because the API is locked. And so over the past weekend, there was this article making the rounds by Moxie on his first impressions of Web3, and he also mentioned this issue in which he even made the NFT change based on who is looking at it depending on the IP address. So the NFT would look one way on OpenSea, it would look totally different on Rarible, and then in your wallet it would show up as an emojicon. And so that's OpenSea. But what about this one from SoRare? And this one is actually even worse, because if you go into the contract address and input the token ID, what you get is simply a URL pointing to api.sorare.com. So this is essentially the NFT, just this API link, right? That's what you're really getting. And if this website were to ever go down, so too would the NFT, kind of like a broken link. But if you check the data here, actually, after accessing the API URL, you'll see that the image is also hosted on sorare.com, and it's really just this blurb of text, this JSON text string. That's all the NFT really is. So it really begs the question, why even use blockchain for these NFTs? Why not just use a centralized database if you have to go through these websites anyway? It's totally centralized. And so are all NFTs trash? Are they all worthless like this, centralized? That got me wondering about the Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is actually, I think, fairly well done. And so let me show you the difference. When I go to this one and I go to the contract address and I input the token ID and I query for that, it gives me an IPFS string. So IPFS is for Interplanetary File System, which is just this decentralized distributed network that is very difficult to go down. So this is a good sign, and you can access this using Cloudflare IPFS, and you can see the actual JSON data here, and this is looking clean actually because there are no references here to any server, no references to OpenSea or some type of centralized database. You just have the properties and the values like what type of eyes, what type of hat, what type of mouth this ape has, and then the image is also hosted on IPFS. Well, bravo, that's good, and if you go to this image, you will see the Bored Ape right here, hosted on decentralized services. So that, in my opinion, is how NFTs ideally should be made, being entirely decentralized. But this raises a few other points for us to consider. You know, there's been talk about these cross-chain NFT games in which you can trade NFT assets from one game to another, and I'm starting to think that that's not going to be really possible if we can't even figure out which NFTs you have. Right? Like NFTs typically then exist within their own centralized ecosystems with databases showing which are the NFTs so that people don't have to scan the whole entire blockchain. And so while each game...
And I know I went a little bit crazy with that clip, but I just wanted to show everyone, you know, what they're essentially getting themselves into when you are buying NFTs on Ethereum. So you see that OpenSea is being sued as well with Ethereum, well, not Ethereum, Consensus or Joseph Lubin over stolen Bored Ape NFTs. So this is the biggest project on the actual OpenSea marketplace. Like this is the top 5. They're always top 5. And this Bored Ape was unknowingly sold for a price, you know, that he really didn't even want to sell it for. They managed to buy this for just $26. And he didn't even have it listed. So this dude's name is Timothy McKinney. He's seeking his return of his Bored Ape and damages over $1 million. It's been widely known that OpenSea has had trouble in the past with things like this. But to see a project, you know, be this big and somebody who doesn't even have their token listed, their NFT listed, get it stolen, man, I have a Bored Ape on the XRP ledger. I have not had these problems, and I don't even worry about my tokens getting stolen on the XRP ledger because I believe the technology behind it. I don't believe in running away from the government and stuff like that. I want my crypto back if it gets stolen, and that's the whole point of this crypto thing. Is nothing new. It's nothing to get away from the government. Actually, they are the people who control this stuff. So, you know, if Ethereum was a compliant blockchain, this man may be able to get his tokens back or his NFT back. So I'm wishing him the best, but you know, we see more and more stuff. OpenSea bug platforms. It's a lot of stuff going on wrong with OpenSea. I just want to let you all know this. Now let's get into the Sologenic token and why I believe it is prime for a $100 token price. I literally have to show you all the bad before I show you the good, because this is the solution to all of this stuff. We see that we got all these other marketplaces that are just only NFT marketplaces, but most of these are on Ethereum, which is not a good thing to me because of all of the stuff that I just previously said. Now we will note this one right here, Mintable. Ripple did invest into this project. I know they said it is going to be on Ethereum, but I believe this project will come over to the XRP ledger simply because of the fact that Mark Cuban is a billionaire. He's smart, and I know that he knows Ethereum is not a solution. Now let's get into the Sologenic token, my favorite project on the ledger. So this is Sologenic. When you come to their website right here, you can start trading on their DEX. And this is a future DEX right here. Literally, this is 24/7 trading, which you can't get anywhere else. You can trade all types of securities, commodities, precious metals, and all types of things. Right now, we have over 40,000 assets in tradable pairs on Sologenic that you can trade. So guess what? That means if I needed to trade the oil industry, I have a decentralized marketplace that can do that. And they can tokenize every asset on the planet and is capable of handling the volume and capable of actually giving you the customizable pair to trade anything you want. Now, this is why I believe Sologenic is going to be easily a $100 token. This is a list of the 30 security exchanges to tokenize stocks, ETFs, and commodities on demand. These are basically partnerships that Sologenic has already established for these companies to come on and tokenize their stocks, ETFs, and commodities on demand. So right off the bat, we see NASDAQ. And these are people, these are clients that they have right here. The New York Stock Exchange, we see Toronto Stock Exchange, Deutsche Börse, Irish Stock Exchange, Milan Stock Exchange, excuse me for chopping that up, Swiss Exchange, Hong Kong Exchange, Singapore, Tokyo. We see a lot of different exchanges, a lot of market money making people, a lot of money power in this list right here. And it says what makes Sologenic a game changer is the on-demand tokenization. So we have on-demand liquidity. You know, that means liquidity at any second, at any, literally at any time of the day. On-demand liquidity right there when you need it. Now we have on-demand tokenization. That means you can tokenize an asset and give it a value in a token form at any time of the day. Now, this is something OpenSea doesn't have. This is just an NFT marketplace. Honestly, I don't think Ethereum has a tokenized place where you can, you know, tokenize assets and trade those assets outside of this new consensus thing that Joseph Lubin is a part of. Again, you know, he's able to do whatever he wants to do and just form all these companies and have his hand in everything, which would be something I couldn't do if I wanted to, because they would be coming after me, the IRS, the FBI, everyone. I would be a threat to security if I was doing what Joseph Lubin was doing. So back to Sologenic. Dex, you see right here, this is a very nice, well thought out Dex that they have over 40,000 tradable assets right now. Literally, I've never seen anything like this. You could come on here and trade 24/7 anywhere at any time around the world. That is a benefit to these market makers and, you know, liquidity providers. Instead of this 9 to 5 thing or whatever time they have to trade with the Americanized way of trading and the way that it's been ran, let's get on this 24/7 hour train. Let's make money whenever we want to, at whatever time we want to, because money never stops. So the thing I wanted to point out was the token asset part of this, and why I believe if literally like 1% of a business like oil or something was to come to Sologenic, you know, all we need is $40 billion in Sologenic to actually it be worth $100 token. It's 400 million tokens. And if it was at a $40 billion evaluated market cap, we would see a $100 Solo token. So it says Sologenic asset tokenization is a sophisticated ecosystem utilizing on-demand tokenization of a wide range of assets from traditional finance markets or privately owned. This platform is being launched by Manticore Securities AS, a public limited company registered in the EU with aim of obtaining MIFID to investment firm license to tokenize securities such as stocks and ETFs on the XRP ledger using Sologenic's technology. Manticore Securities AS or Sologenic.com is considered one of the largest use cases of Sologenic ecosystem. So this is going to be a security asset as well, not the token, but the platform Sologenic. And I mean, well, Sologenic, the asset, is a security asset as well, because if you didn't watch my other video to see what Sologenic is a part of, which will be right here in the link in the description for you, you will see why that asset is itself a tracking device. All the assets on the XRP ledger are tracking devices and blockchain, period. So it is going to have a security asset for these companies. You know, they need to do what they need to do and stop these bad actors. We see trade over 40,000 assets. And the thing I like about Sologenic, just the asset tokenization part of this, is that if I wanted to trade gold versus oil, I could do that. If I wanted to trade Bitcoin versus oil on here, I could do that. Not yet. If I wanted to trade, well, I don't, well, you possibly could trade that. I'm wondering, when are we going to get other assets to this Sologenic platform? We know it's coming very soon. But if I wanted to trade, rice versus what is it, a stock, the Tesla stock, you can do this on this platform. So we're already seeing that this whole platform comes with an NFT marketplace and a tokenization marketplace for financial institutions. We covering so much with Sologenic. Now let's take it apart into how we can get to that $100. So I'm talking about the oil industry, and right now we're looking for a spot to put in trade and tokenize oil, because the old oil industry and the ways of how that system is set up is being demolished right now with these wars that's going on. So the oil industry is like $2.1 trillion. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And say, for instance, if we got 10% of this $100 trillion, or even, or excuse me, $2 trillion, or even 5%, that would put us right at that $50 billion market cap that we need to be that $100 token. And let's pull up my calculator right here for you all. Let's just do that. So if we have 50, that's 50,000, 500,000, 5 million, 50 million, 500 million, 5 billion, and 50 billion. If we have $50 billion in a Sologenic marketplace divided by the circulating supply, or the all the tokens, which is 400 million, you will have a $125 token. All we need is $40 billion. And that's just one of the assets in industries that can be tokenized. And as we all know, this is a interledger protocol, the SRP ledger. And interledger means that they want to go for all of the money, and they have to put all of the money somewhere on one of these blockchains. And Sologenic has positioned itself to be a leader in this marketplace. So going over to the NFT marketplace right here on Sologenic, we see that this is going to be one of the better marketplaces. It is a place where we can come here and tokenize art, music, motion, metaverse, sports, trading cards, collectibles. You see people are already getting verified. If you want to be an actor in this community and you want to be here long term, get verified, hit the team up on Sologenic. But just imagine if we had a percentage of the OpenSea money come to the NFT marketplace on Sologenic. It would be tremendous. And then people also forget Sologenic is burning tokens when you mint an NFT on the Sologenic marketplace. Another thing OpenSea is not doing. Also, when you hold Sologenic, you're getting Corium airdrop for the next 3 years. If you hold Corium or Sologenic for the next 3 years, OpenSea is not doing that for you all. I definitely see this token becoming every bit of $100, if not more. This is going to be, one of the leading projects for the future. I definitely see a 10-year business with this. I have plans to be in this project for a long time. I'm not going to talk your ears off today. It's been a longer video today, guys. I know I've been inactive, been going through some things in my personal life, but we are getting back on square. Thank you all for watching these videos. It's Fiktxun Crypto, man. We are out of here. Peace.